everybody, what is going on? Welcome to another video, and today we are starting in front of our sugarcane farm. And the reason for that is because, well, I need more gunpowder. And the way we're going to get gunpowder is by creating a farm for some creepers. So, I think what we're going to do is possibly, I need to find a location for it. Not sure exactly where I want to build this, but maybe somewhere over here into the ocean, or maybe on the other way. But I think I want it to be over the ocean. So, we'll see. But I think that's going to be our goal. Gotta love when the game makes random noises. Yeah, we might do it over there, or maybe even further that way. But I'm going to go look for a suitable location, and I'll be back with the time lapse as I build this farm. Alright, so all I'm doing here in this super fast time lapse is I am placing blocks. I've decided to go with a 1x1 for the drop-off area, but it's not until much later that I realized that I'm actually going to have to make this into a 2x2 drop-off area. And so you can see me here placing all the bricks in the wrong spot, and I'm just, getting all the blocks down, getting it all, and you want a 2-level drop off because you're going to set traps on the opposite side of each other, and the traps are what confuse the mobs into thinking they can walk straight off the platform. And so that's what I'm doing, is making it, and then I realize I can only set traps in one area, and so I start tearing this down after I get the fourth column built, or not column, but drop off area. And so I start to realize that, and now I have to go through and destroy this nice hard work that I've done. But it's okay. Better to find out now than when the build's practically over, right? So here we are tearing it apart, and I'm about to fall into the water. Yeah, I fall into the water here in just a moment, and something amazing happens. Let's cut to that. Yes! Yes! I got a trident! Oh, yes. See, I actually got a trident from that. Looting really makes a difference on your sword. So here I am just tearing up my my platform that I had before, because, well, it's got to be a 2x2 instead of a 1x1, and so that's all I'm doing is correcting the whole platform so that we can make sure that we have enough space for the mobs to fall down and we don't have all kinds of craziness. So just got to go through, tear it all up, build my whole way back up, and we're building a 2x2. So yeah, of course it starts to rain. That dropper that's there, or the dispenser, I'll explain that a little bit later. But for now, um, we're just building our way up because we need to be able to find our center so that we can make sure that we place the bricks in the, or the blocks in the correct area. So that's all we're doing, is just building this platform up, getting it in the right position, and then going to town with, well, going ham on things, aren't we? So here we are building it back out 8 blocks, and then the 9th block should be the wall. And as you can see in this corrected image, I'm placing the blocks exactly the correct width apart so that you can put traps on both sides of the walls. And so just go through and placing the blocks in the right spot, making sure everything is nice and lined up and tidy. And apparently I didn't do too great of a job, because you'll see later in the video I messed up and I had to correct some things. But for now, well, I did that off video. But for now, this is what it looks like. And this is where, again, this is a drop off. This is where the water is going to be. The creepers, our main goal is creepers. There will be other mobs that fall into here, but the main goal is creepers. And now we just fill in the space to make it squared off. There's not much to it after this. And yeah, so I'm just filling in the areas where the blocks need to go, making sure that we've got it nice and squared so that everything can spawn properly. Luckily, this game doesn't have water filling effects from rain. Otherwise, I'd be in a little bit of trouble here with puddling. But we are good to go on that. And so we're just filling in the other side. Now, one of the things that you want to do when creating a farm that is specific to a certain mob is there are certain rules that you have to follow for each mob. So for instance, if you want just spiders to spawn, you want it to be a smaller area. If you want any mob to spawn, you need to be 2 by 2. And in this case, we want creepers to spawn. So to get creepers, and mostly only creepers, the thing that you have to do is, well, you have to make it a too tall building. Then on top of that, you also have to set out carpet. And so you're going to see here, after I've set all these traps here along the side, please excuse the children, by the way. Um, so once you set out all these traps here along the edges where you want the creepers to drop off, and the next thing that you're going to have to do is in these large spaces, the 4 large spaces, you need to set out a bunch of carpet. And those carpet are going to, well, carpet's a non-spawnable area. And by placing down the carpet, you're going to prevent a bunch of spiders from spawning, because spiders, if you don't know, are an absolute pain to deal with. And so here you can see me grabbing some carpet from my farm, and I decided to go with red because, sorry, why not? And so you just want to place them in an area where the carpet is going to fill it, and it starts to look good. Um, Starting to look good. It's the spaces. Again, this is spider proofing your farm. You don't want spiders. Spiders are a problem. They can crawl. They climb up, and you want to set them in a checkered pattern like this, and that just prevents spiders from spawning. They need I believe it's a 2 by 2 area, or is the 4 by 4? I can't remember exactly what the area is, but they need a bigger area to spawn. And so I do have the occasional spider spawn, because they, for some reason, they'll count the trap doors every now and again as a spawnable space. But as you can see, I've got nearly all of it completely covered, and there should be no reasons for spider to spawn. Here I'm just laying out the outline for the next area, for the next floor. This is going to be at least 2 floors. I'll probably go a little bit taller than that, just because I really want to get enough gunpowder. And so if I'm able to get enough gunpowder from just these 2 floors that I'm going to build, then I will probably build something else in the future. But for now, it looks like I might have to go a little bit higher than that. So we're just lighting up the area so that when these guys spawn, because they're going to once I put on the ceiling, once they spawn, we'll be able to get um, get well, we won't be attacked by creepers or other things, and they go bump in the night, right? So that's all we're doing, is just spawn proofing it for now, of course. So once we've done that, the next step after we've put on the ceiling is to, hey, stop! Close the doors and go in the room. Okay, I'm gonna start back up in 3, 2, 1. So once we've placed all of the ceiling, the next step for us to do is going to be a lot more traps. And so basically, what we're going to do with the traps is we are going to, well, zombies and skeletons can spawn in an area that is two high. So 2 blocks high they can spawn. And the carpets, they while they create non-spawnable areas, they also don't have any effect whatsoever on the zombies and skeletons, and that's a problem that we need to fix. So to get around this situation, what we do instead is we place trapdoors on the ceiling. Creepers are a little, just a hair shorter than all the other mobs, aside from spiders and baby zombies. And so if we go through it and we place trapdoors along the top just like this creates a spawnable area where nearly only, not completely only, but nearly only creepers are able to spawn. And so there's nothing I can do about the area just above the water dispense or the water area for the drop off. But um, there's a lot we can do for it here, and so that's why we put them on top. So the next part is these water dispensers, and so the whole point of the water dispensers is, what my goal is to create an area where the water is going to dispense, slowing the zombies or whatever falls down enough so that I can actually kill them, because I think one of the things for this farm is going to be an XP farm. And so all we're doing now is creating the area so that the zombies and whatever falls through, so you can see there skeletons fell, but whatever falls through will be, hello. So it's working a little bit, but whatever falls through will be able to be slowed by the water, take damage, and then just take 1 or 2 hits to finish them off with a decent sword. And so that's what I'm doing with the dispensers, is we are creating an area so that I can kill them to gain their XP. So we're just about finished up with most of this farm here. All we have left is patch it up. You don't have to use glass here. I like to use glass because I want to see them fall through. I guess macabre of me, but that's just personal preference. You don't have to do that. Oh, and coming up here, you'll see me. Oh, this is the collection area. So I had to go down one into the platform, and then placing them, I decided that wasn't going to work if I was going to kill them, and so I needed to raise the platform up just a little bit higher, just 1 block higher, so that I can walk up to it and just finish them off without having any issues. So that's what we've done there, is raise the platform up higher and have them all connected into the one hopper that's pointing into the chest. And then that's about it. Put a couple slabs on top so that there's a space only wide enough for your sword, and that even if creepers are sitting there looking at you, they can't look at you because they're peering through glass. And so that's all we're doing now, is just finishing up everything, getting all the water into place. And you'll see I messed up. This is where I was talking about. I messed up on the range a little bit, and I'll have to go back and fix that. I guess I miscounted at some point. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll count from the middle 8, and then I forgot to count that center block. And so I'll have 8 on, or 9 instead of that 8 like you're supposed to. And so that's why that problem came up a couple times in this build. But on the second floor, which is about to come up here in a few moments, I did not have that problem because I made sure to count properly. This area right here, this is for the triggering mechanism so that I can turn off and on the water when I want to. I had a ton of problem. I'm not very good with redstone yet. I've only been playing this game for, I think I'm up to 4 months now, maybe. And so redstone is still relatively new to me. I know how to do electrical work. I've done electrical. I built, um, I keep saltwater fish, and so I've built electrical things for the saltwater. I've done plumbing and so forth. But this is different. It just takes a little bit of logic, and I lack that sometimes. And so you'll see me struggle over and over again with the simplest concepts. And I really did not want to go look on to like Mambo Jumbo or Il Mango or somebody so that I can figure out how to do this. And it was just driving me a little bonkers trying to figure out how to get this to work properly. I still trying to figure out how comparators work. I think I understand it now, but repeaters are pretty simple. Uh, Redstone's pretty simple, but comparators are a little bit more complex, and so I'm just trying to figure out how everything connects together. And so that's what you're seeing me do here, struggle. And I don't know all the rules for the items, and I think one of the ways I could have made this easier was just put the redstone there and then put two observers pointing out, and that would have been the end of it. All right, and after recording, I mean AFK, not recording, I've got this. It's not a lot by any stretch of the word, um, but it's still something. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all my stuff out of my chest, and we are going to go ahead and equip everything back on, and then we are going to get to making the next stage in this farm. So basically all we're doing is, remember I laid out a bunch of bricks so that I could see exactly where I wanted to put them, and so that's what we did. I didn't mention it, but I put half slabs on top of the top layer so that nothing will spawn on it. I did it on the second platform as well. And basically this is just a rinse and repeat situation here. The build is exactly the same. The colors are a little bit different because I went with andesite on it, and then I finished it off with actual bricks. I think it turned out pretty nice, and yeah, I like the way it came out. I got all the measurements correct, by the way, on the second one. So it is a proper 8 by 8 by 8 on all the way around. Well, I guess 16. But all right, so I have been AFK for about 10 hours. There's a puff of smoke there. Let me fix my options. I'll be right back. Alright, so I've raised the clouds up just a smidge, but as you can see, I went ahead and changed my AFK position because, well, from down there, I was not getting really very good spawns, so I decided to go ahead and switch my location. So I'm going to grab all my stuff out of here, and we are going to head down. So let's see if we can get out here. Nope. Maybe I need to put this on the other side. Oh. Alright, so oh wow. There's maybe I didn't need to AFK because holy cow, there's just um a ton of them falling over here. So let's see how this worked out. Let's see if we can grab that. Oh yeah, we've we've got more than our fair share of gunpowder. Look at this. Fully fully stocked. I'm pretty sure I lost a whole bunch. I have more gunpowder than I will ever need on a single player server. That is pretty insane. So that's it. Oh, and that light right there I added because there was a zombie that spawned here. You know, with this pack on, I can see that the island or the mainland is right there. On the other, now look at that. So on the other one I couldn't. Um, but yeah, that's pretty wild. Anyways, let me go ahead and finish. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if there is another type of farm or something that you would like to see. I do have a build coming up because I have some. I was like, what is that? I have some things that are gonna happen here in the not too distant future. Um, but for now, that is going to be it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.